I've got something so amazing to keep sharing with you. I just did an Instagram live. I really just wanted to show my questions. Oh, I can see my little dog looking at me. And ended up talking about this. Then I sat down to look at Instagram. And I know everyone calls it doom scrolling, but it's so funny. Anyway, so that delayed me. But here I am. And I'm going to just turn this little overlay off and pop this little chat button on so I can see you. If you're going to leave a comment or have a question for me, I can see whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, and I think I also let this stream to the group, the Facebook group. And did I put my private page? I can't quite remember. Just to see which suits everyone. That suits us all. Okay. Oh, Facebook user says, hello, dear Jane and Dalvin Peace. Hello. Hey, Sarah, how are you going? Okay, so this is where we sort of got to yesterday, when I was showing you the Pebble Pigments, which are the latest thing. Cracks knuckles. These are, I mean, art supplies are fantastic, always. We know this. But these are absolutely amazing. Now, I have had a few people saying lately that the microphone is not loud enough. Let me know how that's sounding for you. And if it's not loud enough, maybe turn up volume. But, yeah, let's just see. Oh, Dawn says, smash the like button. Your thanks. Yes, smash that like button. What else do I have to say? Subscribe to my channel. All the stuff, which I never do. But anyway. Hey, Dawn. Hello to Michigan. Oh, it's so lovely to say to Canada. Oh, it's lovely to see you all. Okay, so if you've got questions, let me know. Let me know. I should be able to see it pop up here. Because they don't like pop up right in my eyeballs, and I don't have a heads-up device in my eyeballs, I might not see the questions right away, but hopefully I'll eventually see it. And yeah, just let me know how this is all looking and if everything's a-okay. I'm just also going to just check with my own Facebook page just to see how things are looking. Because it started off very blurry yesterday, but that's looking fine. For a live stream, okay? Now, let's, I might go to the art and I might record this as well. And are we straight? Yes, we are. Right. So what I've got here are the new pigment pebbles. So each one of these is pigment. So this is a mica-based pigment. You can see we've got 15 colours. There's 3 different sets. Just as a really quick overview, heavy petal, flower bomb, glamaroon, all different flowers, leaves and butterfly shaped pigments are in here. There's tons in each one. Each of these pigments has its own name, which is on here in the little glamorous box. Oh, these come with a little cork stopper. Over the stopper is a sticker with a name of all of the colours that are inside. Also in the box, have I got a box that I haven't unpacked fully? We've got some little, this is just packaging material to help everything get to you safely, and it just happens to look very pretty. I can't wait to see how you reuse that. With Christmas coming up, I don't think it'll be a problem. There's a little pamphlet, a leaflet in each one that shows you, just talks about different ways of using the pigment pebbles. There's so many, and the different colours. And look, alert, alert, there are more colours coming. But that's got all of the little reference in there. And what also comes in there is a spare set of stickers for each one of these. And this, you can cut these up to put on if you're going to turn this into a water brush, or if you wanted to label these or make a colour chart. That's why I've included them in there, just as a little extra. And there's also a little packet of these shells. Like I said yesterday, it's a byproduct. I'm not into cruelty, so they're not little creatures grown just for this, no. And we chuck them out of their home. This is a byproduct of other things, but we can turn these into watercolour pans. Can you put these in normal watercolour pans? Of course, but you know, why be normal? Why not make things as fun as possible? This is one of the watercolour pans I made yesterday. I literally just put some of the pigment pebbles, and you can mix your own colours. You can put a few colours in each one. Put a little bit of kind of binder on it, which is our gum arabic. Let it soften the pebble, and then a little bit of distilled water just to help it melt into that pan. Any excess will evaporate, so you can't overdo it. You don't have to be any kind of expert. Sometimes people feel that using pigments you've got to be some kind of expert. You don't. You certainly don't. You just can have fun with it. This is some of the colours swatched out onto black paper. I started swatching out, and then I don't know what happened. I got waylaid and just started painting. So it started off as one thing, and as things routinely become around here, quickly became something else. Now let me, what is going, oh, I put magnets in there. So what's going on here? We have a tangulation. I need to put my hair up, it's hot. So I shall remove the magnets from the vicinity. Sorry. And get my hair on. Now in the background you might be able to hear cows mooing. That is not dinosaurs, it is cows. Rightio then. Hey Babs. Oh, hey Pamela. Hey Sandra, yes. Okay. You can just activate them as they are. Let's even do that. So let's just show some of the ways we can use these gorgeous things. I'm going to go for this yellow. So we can just activate them straight out of the gate like this. You can see the colour is already melting. And how should we do this? I'll put this in here, I think. Look at that. Yum. So that little pebble is melting already. She wants to live life to the full. Just like my little lady in the painting here. So you can just go straight from that. I like to add a little bit of gum arabic to the mix. The pigment gets super soft, and the gum arabic helps it set just a little bit harder. And also I need something to soften it so that it will sit into the little pigment pebble. Now you can do that with water, but I just find that if I add a little bit of the gum arabic, you can use any gum arabic mixture. Ours is the kind of binder. It's also sustainably sourced, la-di-da. Gum arabic is a wonderful, sustainably sourced thing anyway, but ours is certified. It just will help your watercolour set a little bit more. It's just that gum arabic is what makes watercolour watercolour. You can't really add too much, but and I'm talking just a couple of drops. So actually what I'll do while I'm just letting that set, where is my little, oh, there we go. I'll just make another pan. I do intend to make a full Pantastic palette set of those, but just like we had with this one, I'll let this one set, and I want to leave these sets here perfect. So, and I actually used one or two from there the other day, so I'm just going to replace, just pop them in there. So these ones will stay pristine, and I can use these ones up. Okay, so let's do another colour. I'm giddy over these golds, so I'm going to go into the Flower Bomb set, and let's I'm just going to pop a couple of these in there. Actually, let's do a contrasting one. So I'll do the gold, and which colours would be beautiful together? What about two golds? What about gold and pink? Let's just do it, see what happens. We'll make an orange or like a pink, won't it? So let's just make, we'll have the two colours, and I'll see if I can get them to set half and half, and we'll just see how we go with that. It's just an experiment. Why can't art supplies be as fun as possible, right? And as crazy and wacky as possible. I'm going to put a butterfly in there as well as a little leaf. Now I could have just done balls or, I don't know, some boring shape, but why? Why? We want butterflies and flowers because it's happiness. So that's what we have. So I'm going to just, I think I can add more colour to this as well, but that will be fine. Now I know that I've got a little bit of gum arabic still in here. Actually, I think that might all be used. I'm just going to add a little bit, just a drop. I've been experimenting with my process, and I just find this works really well, and the end result's really good as well. So I also must preface that by saying I haven't actually had a bad result with making the watercolours, so it's all pretty good. These little eyedroppers, by the way, are also part of our pigment making kits and things, because I adore making my own inks, making my own watercolours and all the rest. Can't get enough of it. It's like making your own journal. Once you step into that realm as well, it just makes, I don't know, it just makes you closer to the actual thing. So I need to just add a little bit of water. And just to make my life easier, I've got some distilled water here. I use distilled water because I live out in the country and I'm not on town water. So our water doesn't have chemicals in it, and it goes through a filtration system that we have. But that means it can have some organics in it. So I use the distilled water because all of those things are removed, but mainly it doesn't have chemicals in it. So distilled water, depending where you are in the world, it might be called something different, but it's the type of water that you would put in an iron. If you just use tap water in your iron, you can get scaling, and because it's got chlorine and fluoride, what is that? Fluoride, oh my gosh, can't even speak. And that sort of stuff, we don't need any of that in our watercolours. It's just better to have water, right? So anyway, all of that to say, this, bam, just putting a little drop of that, and I'm just letting those pigments soften. Oh, I haven't got that little corner. And they're already starting to dissolve. And what this here is a cute little bottle that you can put your inks in, whatever. I actually just put water in it, and I use it to activate my watercolours. So I'm going to actually do that right now. Just put a little water thing. Now you can buy these on our website, and sometimes we have them as free gifts. We have different free gifts over time, just depending on, you know, what we've got going on. And also because we have so many people who are return awesome, fabulous people to our universe at janedavenport.com, that we try and mix the gifts up so that, you know, you feel like you don't end up with 50 of those. You try and spread it out. The free gift that we've got coming up is the glitzy sparkle markers. I thought these would be fun for Christmas, so this will be kicking off soon. We'll be giving away, there's 2 different sets of the sparkle markers. I thought that'd be like a nice, it's like a lovely, juicy, generous gift. and it's also good for Christmas because sparkle, and we obviously love that bit of sparkle. Okay, so I could actually kick that off for tomorrow. So if you, yeah, let's do that. When you order things, or if you've ordered since Friday, that's probably what the free gift is going to be. Right, so I'm just going to leave those to melt. I'll show you how soft they're getting. I've just got a little Bab skewer. Can you use the powdered gum Arabic? Great question, Nicole. Yes, you can. All you need to do is make that into a mixture. So get your powdered gum Arabic, add water. If you want, you can add a little bit of honey, you can add glycerin, whatever you want to do. And just make up a little bit of the gum Arabic solution. Before I had my own, like the Kinder binder, that's what I would do, and I would have it in one of the little butterfly bottles and use my gum Arabic solution. Technically, you really are meant to keep it in the fridge and use it up fairly quickly because it is an organic substance. So that the Kinder binder and the ones that are already mixed have the preservation element covered. But if you're mixing your own, it's not going to have that in there. But I must say, I found that mine has lasted very, very well. You just want to keep it in something airtight, right? Now, see how soft this is getting? Turning into a watercolour in my little pan here. Oh, you know what? I could almost squeeze another colour in there. And this is getting nice and soft as well. I can even just start moving that, but I can just leave it. The bigger the pebble, I suppose, the longer it's going to take to melt. But I don't have to wait. I can start using that right away. Like I don't have to, it's ready to rock and roll. You don't have to wait for it to set or anything. It just will be a bit soft, that's all. And I don't have to wait for it to get smooth. I'm just activating it so that it'll stick in the bottom of the pan like that. So with these pans, for instance, they've got the logo in it, not just for Magnolia reasons. It's to create something in the bottom so that whatever pigment you're putting in here or watercolour has something to help it stick into the pan. It's kind of like roughing the bottom of the pan up a little bit. Anyway, so we've got the watercolour melting just there. Now, like I said, you can't really add too much water to the pan because it'll just evaporate, you see. So whatever it doesn't need. I'm just going to pop another little bit of water on this, the big gold one. So this gold that I added is, I think it's Ray of Light, was from here, wasn't it? And the red is called Oh Rosie, inspired by the song Joan Armour Trading. Such a good song. Okay, so now let's get this out of the way and I'll just move that over there. Now let me also show you with inks, for instance. Look, so I've got, this is Neptune. Oh, there's no point putting that ink on here though, is there? Because you won't be able to see it. Let's get levitation paper. Oh, well, I'll do it on here. And let's do something gorgeous. Okay, so this is Pegasus. This is from the Gods and Monsters inks. So it's a set of 12 inks, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a shake. I don't think there's any point putting a mixing ball in there because it does shake up pretty easily. If you're having any trouble, I've put, from memory, I put a lot of different pebbles in here because I want to, you know, push things to the very edge of reality. I'm going to put a bit of gold in here too. Eventually it would become more sparkle than ink, but we'd have to add a lot to get to that point. But I'm actually going to put my brush in here and let that mix up. I think there's a cow walking past as we speak. I might actually put my aircon on. So I've just literally dropped a pebble in here. In fact, I might pop one of those in, a Glamourune. Oh no, I said I would use the ones I've already opened. Just so I'm keeping myself set pristine. So This is Flower Crown. No, not that colour. This colour. And you can just crack them in half too, the little pigment. So I'm just going to pop a little one in there. And depending how much sparkle you want, you can just experiment. I'm going to put a little bit of that one in there too. And that will dissolve pretty quickly. How much fun is that? I mean, if you've never made up your own pigment or been a bit, not really who cares about pigments, what do you think? Do you think this would get you into that world? Because it's such a nice world. Now, this is going to be ultra mega sparkly. So I might even turn here, but we'll have the base of the Pegasus ink, which normally doesn't have any sparkle in it. And oh, this brush, yes, oh, and we really do have to wait for it to dry for the full sparklosity, so the water gets out of the way, because the water is going to get in the way of things. Because these brushes do this just so beautifully, I'm doing a lot of, oh my gosh. So we're going to get the splitting of the colours of the ink. Is that Angus? Plus we're going to get that residual sparkle in there as well. So that's why I've put them into the Gods and Monsters. We could also put them in one of the sheening inks. Should we do that and see what happens? Now I don't have to just put it in the bottle and then, because that's permanent, can't get the sparkle out now. She's sparkly forever, which I don't think is bad at all. But let's, we'll do a little mixture and I'll show you how you can do that. So you can just mix a little bit on its own. So we'll get I've got just a little dishy dish here to mix a little bit of ink with. Is that the best one that I've got? I've got a little shot glass. Little shot glass is a very handy thing to have in the art studio. I've got a really cute turquoise one. Where is she? Oh, but I just found the ink bottle, the water bottle I thought I'd lost. Okay. Oh. Now I've got this beautiful, oh no, I washed it out, it's all good. There's always a little bit of risk dipping straight into your beautiful ink bottle because, oh my gosh, the shimmer. Oh, chokes. Chokes. Okay, now this, I have put a lot of glimmer in. I'm like pushing things to their limit. So Venus, this ink colour, is a pink. It's a coral pink and it splits and does all beautiful things. And I've added a lot of these creatures in here to get, well, just because. And if I spread that ink out, you'll be able to see that base ink colour a little better because the sparkle doesn't tint the ink in that it recolours it, but it is recolouring it in terms of it's sitting there with the ink, so you're getting an optical mixing. So the brush that I'm using is from the new Brush Ballet on Tour. This is the size 10. And I'll just, in case you haven't seen this little brush before, this is a travel brush. And it comes in, just pop it back together. It comes in a little leatherette satchel like so. That's them there. And it's actually got elastic loops in there, so it really does hold them. They don't all like clump into the corner. It's better to put the bigger ones in the middle when you're doing it up, then it just holds everything in really, really, really nicely. So you can go on tour with your Brush Ballet, but that's what I'm using here. I don't save them just for travel. I use them all the time. I just keep them made up. And you just, oh, they've got such a nice balance. I better check questions. Yes, so this is the Onto a Travel set. You can put some of the ink in the butterfly bottle, absolutely. And I'm going to let these two inks mix. Oh, yes. Now, I just need to clean my brush before I put it back into this. Oh, I could just get some more ink from there, but now I'm going to go into the bottle. So I've dedicated that whole set to having the sparkle in it and loving that. Oh, yum. Look at these beautiful colours together. Yes, and then it's hard for you to see the sparkle, but let me try. We need to let the water dry. Oh, I think you can start to see it here, the gold. How beautiful are these colours together? And I've mentioned it before, I'm reading a book at the moment called House of Odysseus. Oh, look at that Pegasus with the shimmer in it. Oh, as it's drying. Yum! And it's in the voice of Aphrodite. I am loving it. In fact, I'm approaching the end of the book and I'm trying to read it as slowly as possible to eke out every morsel because I really am enjoying the story so much. I don't know what happens. I don't know if this part of the story is part of the original, books from thousands of years ago. Stories, books, whatever they were. The tragedies. Sort of what happens next. Yes, there must be, because we know Odysseus came home to see Penelope. So anyway, he hasn't made it back yet. I'm hoping he rolls in at the last second just as the book's closing so that I know there's another one coming. And I hope Claire North is already writing it. She's wearing her fingers to the bone. She better be. Otherwise I'm going to become like that Kathy Bates character. Finish the book. Okay. Yum. Why does colour make me so happy? I don't know. Now, if I use the ink on this, you won't see the ink, you'll just see the shimmer. So I'll just show you anyway, because the colour I've made is quite nice, quite fetching. So we'll see the shimmer, but not the ink itself, because it's going to go into black paper. But if I use it on top of other things, we will see it. It's just that it'll also activate what's underneath. So there's always not so much exceptions, but there's always ways to use everything, right? So I'm just letting those layer. I'm going to pop that as a layer. It will activate, because this is a liquid, the watercolour that's underneath, these others that are underneath here. Let's put it on the black paper. See how it's really not doing much there, but the shimmer will be there. It'll just be a little bit more subtle. But you can see the colour itself is going to work on there. But the other gorgeous way of using these things is on your existing artwork or artwork that you're creating. So this is Joyful Gesso underneath everything. And I'm going to put this, I think this is Joyful Gesso here. So this is Oh My Gold underneath. And this is an altered, what we call an altered book. It's called The Girl. And I might even lift my camera just a little, just so you can see it. I might even move it over like that a little. And this is how I love using my shimmering watercolours, and we can also use the shimmering ink as well. So I'm just going to grab a bit more, and then I shall shut the Venus like a fly drop. And I can add some glimmering detail. And layer over this. So I think this is layer cake, like I said, so this will take this quite nicely. And we can add a little bit of this and that here and thither and yon. Now I'm going to add a little bit of Glamaroon. Might even use this for depth actually. Because this is gold in the background, I might even use this deep gold. So this is like an antique gold. Oh, I need my Dame Judy drench. A sponge here just to help me control the water. And remember I did activate these, so they're ready. They should be still, yes, they're nice and soft and ready to go. Oh, look, yum, yum, yum. Yes, they're gorgeous on the black paper. Always shimmering things are. Oh yes, this is nice. This is a good decision. Okay, I'm going to use this as a shadow colour. Whoever thought we could use a burnished gold as a shadow colour? But this is the world we are creating for ourselves. Oh, yum. So this one, it just feels, it's not as flowy of a watercolour. It's going on really, really, really beautifully, but it's almost going on like thick. Let me show you. I'm going to pop a little bit on here. Oh, see there, it just looks lovely and shimmery. But I can feel that it, just the way that it is, I could add a little bit more gum arabic to this when I finish and mix it in, like when it's in its little soft state, if I wanted to just make it a bit softer. I'm going to come in with this. I'm going to use this to add some detail. I do not know why I picked this particular little artwork here, or little page, or what it means, and why we have hot pink and gold. I don't know. Sometimes I don't question. And I, of course, could do in with my acrylic, but I'm on a watercolour journey at the moment. I'm on a pebble pigment journey, and I'm going to use this as an eraser and take off her pink eyeshadow that's above her eyes. Just to, it might come shining through, but she needs a little bit more chin. I think she'd be cuter with more chin. Oh, this gold. So this particular gold is Ray of Light. Such a good song, that song, Ray of Light. Yeah, I think she's a little bit of a Marilyn Monroe-ish little creature, isn't she? But I've got acrylic under there and other things, so this just allows our glimmers and shimmers to really do something. I think she should have different coloured eyes to what we have there. Let's just try it. Now this one, the Pebble Pigment, I've left that little butterfly just sitting on the top because it's just kind of gorgeous. That doesn't serve any practical purpose other than making me want to do more art because I want to use these. So I suppose that's a good enough reason, really. I'm going to use this as a little bit of a, because everything's sparkly, so I'm just going full sparkle. Why not? And this might go a little bit green. And I might even add, let's get in there with this one. It's dark blue here. Oh my gosh, I'm having a full Just so happy to be alive. A moment. Kim is going to be freaking out because I'm mixing colours on the little pans. Sorry. But it doesn't, I know that it'll be fine. It really isn't going to hurt my watercolours in any way. And of course, I'm not going to leave the pans like that, just having to put them out every time I want to use them. I've got them like this just because I was showing you what to do. I'll put them in some sort of palette. I have this cute little tin. I've got a collection of tins. So, and they all fit in here. And I was just thinking I'd put a bit of blue tack on each one. And then if I want to pull them out and use them as a single little shell, I can. Or even, they might even be better on the lid. Because they're a little bit shallower, a little bit easier for me to get in and out of. Anyway. Now, another way of using them, I can just pop a little bit in here. Let's mix another type of ink. We could use a permanent ink. So I've got my Pigments of Imagination. So we could do a little bit with one of these. Oh, let's do Ondine. And I'll turn the page and we'll work on something different. We'll use those and hey little Zolzy, here you go my love. And I think I might grab one of my Legends of the Sea. So if I'm not making sense, these are all different ink sets. So this is Legends of the Sea. And the way that I do my ink sets, the Creative Juice ink sets, is they come in a box like this so that you can see what they are. You can stack them one on top of the other, but it's all decorated. It's got the names of the different inks are always on there. They come with a set of extra stickers. This is just all the stickers that are used in the labelling of the sets. There's a whole extra set so that if you're going to make water brushes or watercolours or a mister bottle, whatever, you can label them like this. Where is she? Oh, I might even use this ink. So this, for instance, is Mary Celeste. And this is all named after pirate ships and famous pirates. I've just got a total, the Legends of the Sea, and there are some Gods and Monsters inks in here, and they have, like there's the Sirens, Leviathan, Moby Dick, and Kraken. And because they're Legends of the Sea too. And then there's 8 sheening colours which are named after, like Blackbeard, Francis Drake, Jolly Roger, Bermuda Triangle, like just parts of the pirate universe. I like pirates because I like mermaids. And pirates and mermaids kind of go together in my mind. And I'm naming these things, so that's the mind that we listen to, because I'm only listening to my mind. I can't listen into anyone else's. I haven't taken on that skill yet. Actually, I'm just going to grab another. Oh, Jingxi. I'm kind of a little bit addicted whenever I start thinking of Legends of the Sea inks. This is red and it gets a gold sheen. This is hot pink and it gets a green sheen. The Mary Celeste was a ghost ship. There's lots of legends surrounding it, so we'll play with those. And I don't need to use the actual bottles because I remembered I've got them in their spray bottle there. I'll just drop some in. So let's go Qingxi. And this is dry enough for me to turn the page, I think. Yes. Oh, and I've got a bit of a ship on there. So let's do this. So we've got a gesso background. This is going to be red. It might not be the prettiest thing we've ever seen, but it'll be a thing, whatever it is. So I'm going to just put in a little tiny bit of this ink. So this is a water soluble type of ink, and let's dissolve a colour in there. What are we going to put in there, guys? What are we going to put in there? I'm going to put like gold. Shall we do gold? This is why there are lots of golds in there. What about if we put that in there? Or a red glimmer. No, let's put a yellow glimmer. Okay, look, it doesn't really, we can do this, we can change it because nothing's permanent. Let's put the bright yellow in there. I think that would be kind of cool, and I'm just going to let that, I might even just crack it in half so I can put bits and pieces in there, and then just let that absorb and dissolve into it. And then we might do another colour. I've got another little dish here, so we'll play around with that one, and then I might do, let's do, oh, fair enough, or cherub. No, because I already did the other green. Let's do Ondine. No, I did Pegasus. Let's do Gnome. No. Let's do a blue. We haven't done any bluey greens yet. I'm going to do Selkie. Oh, this colour is divine. So we've got, this is a pigment of imagination. These dry waterproof, and there's 24 colours, and they're all named after figments of imagination. Well, some imagination, like jackalope, yowie, gnome, phoenix, kelpie, will-o-wisp. There's goblin, leprechaun, etc. Now we need to put a bit of a glimmer in this one. I'm going to go, like, we can do something crazy. We can do whatever we want. She says do something crazy, but then she doesn't want to do that. She wants to do, where's Glamourune? I'm going to put this beautiful yellow, yeah. I'm just going to let that one dissolve into it. I might need a bit more ink. We'll just see how we go. This one is, look, you can already see it sheening. This ink, oh, seriously. Now, I'm just going to grab a dip pen. I've got two dip pens here at the ready. I've got the one that I got in Japan, and from the ink store, and this is one of my glass dip pens. And you don't just have to dip it, I can roll it. And I'm going to roll it in here. I'm going to I think we're just going to be making magic here. I'm just going to give that a little roll around and give that a little, kind of load it up. Just get that loaded up. The sheening is always going to work best on a paper that loves it the most, which is like this levitation paper. And I'm just going to and underneath here I've got, I don't know what, watercolour I think, and a little bit of story time. And this ink is called Qingxi. She was a female pirate in the South China Sea, and it was like a pirating dynasty that she kicked off, and they were very successful, kind of brutal. But that was a big thing, and she was a legend in pirating circles. Now, I'm not saying this artwork is anything to scream home about, but I'm having fun. And let's just see. But what I want you to see is that we've got, so from some angles it's red, and then when we turn it, it's got a gold flash. Now that's the sheen, but we're also, as it dries, it's going to have a gold sparkle in it as well. So we're just doubling down on the magic. So if you've got these inks, yeah, try. And then if you love the combo, then you could permanently add whatever pigment pebble colour you so desired. And if you've got the fairy dust, you can do these sorts of things with that as well. It's just these are different colours. So you've got every excuse on the planet to treat yourself. Oh, every time I draw with a dip pen, it reminds me how much I just love them. So I really need to get in there and refill it the way I did before. It's going to be harder to see the shimmer, I guess, when I show it to you because we're talking about fine lines. Now, I'm also going to just wash that off. Just always be careful with your glass pens. Kind of goes without saying, really. But let's also dip in with a brush. Those little shapes, Karen, are pigment. Glowing pigment. Like here we've got it, so I've got a little bit of water in the brush. That does affect the sheening capability. We don't want much, it just lessens it, that's all. But now we've also got this, oh my, the gold. And it was, did I put that one in? The bright yellow? I can't even remember now. I think it was, wasn't it? Or did I go to this gold? Whatever it was. So from this angle, this looks completely gold, what I'm looking at. Let me just show you. It's just heightened that gold look. So from some angles, it's going to look like the red ink, and from some, it just goes completely gold. And then we've also got the sparkle to exacerbate, big word, exacerbate the effect. And I can add water to it. Like I said, it'll dilute the gold flashing, but that's great because then I can emphasize the red. So if I want the red ink to be more of an emphasis, add water to it. And if you want the gold to be more of the emphasis, then no. And you can run a watery brush through things to exacerbate or do this and that. Now I'm going to, now if I also walked off and left this to dry, see how I can see it sheening already, which means it's drying. I just add a little bit of water to that later, come back to it and just re-wet it, and it'll all come alive again. Now again, I'm not saying this is the best. I'm concentrating more on the colours and experimenting with these different inks at the moment, I must say, rather than what it is that I'm actually drawing. So apologies for that, but I'm having fun. Now this one here, I've got Pigment of Imagination. I might roll this little, it's just a different type of dip pen, and just dragging a little bit of this. It's all soft and mushy now. A little bit of that in there. And let's see, oh, it's getting a bit thick. Just let me do a test. Same thing, we just want to load it up a bit. And if I've got a lot of the Pebble Pigment, it might just change the flow of the pen. Ooh, mixing. So this is a waterproof pigment. This is just a totally different type of pigment. So let's see what the reactions and the different things that we get. I might actually swap to a brush. Now I will want to make sure that I clean that very well, and I don't want really to get wet, the wood. I don't know. It doesn't look treated in any way, so I just have to, and because it's an ink pen, it's probably not made to get wet, so I just want to make sure I keep that little tool dry. And that's, oh my gosh. So this is Selkie, which is an aqua, and I'm mixing in a lot of this gold. So we're getting a new creature. And I don't want too much water. I've got a lot of the gold in there, I must say. And it's really changing the way this looks. Oh, this is quite fascinating. It's not until you experiment that you really discover all sorts of new things, like pushing your own art supplies. And that's, I'm always discovering new things that the art supplies can do. Oh, this is making this really it's smudging the thing, and it's getting a muddiness, but it's a green sheening gold muddiness. It's the most beautiful muddiness of the planet. Normal mud wishes. Okay, and I've got this page out, so I'll just let that dry off for a minute. Steal a bit of that red there. I might even give her some. Remembering, if this has got water in it, it's going to not sheen as much. So this is very sheening, and this is not as sheening, but it still is going to sheen. And look where this is drying. Look at that gold in amongst the coral. I mean, pirates would go crazy. And then we've got this sheen, this gold, yellow gold in there. And then this is so sheening and gorgeous. It still looks wet, but it's not. It's Pegasus with some flower crown in it. And I've got a little bit of colour here. Will I be making more of the mermaid glass dip pens? If you look on the side, I don't think we've got any of the blue ones left, but I think we still have some of moonlight ones. The white, have we? I'm actually not sure. I know we have the butterfly one, but good question. They're all handmade. And the people that I work with to get them made are so nice. So I really, we could certainly get more. Let me just have a quick little look, just to tell you, if I put in glass. I'm just having a quick look on the website. Oh, I've done so many different things, it's crazy. Goodness me. I have a lot of fun, I can tell you that right now. It's not going to come up for me like that. Let's do it again. Dip. Okay. Right, I was just wanted to use, I may as well use this up, right? So I think I've got a little bit, I've got Pigments of Imagination and this gold. And like I said, I can let that sit and dry out and then just reuse it at any point that I want to. But I'm not ready to quit yet. So I'm going to put, this is Creative Juice here, the Feeling Inspired set. I'm going to put in some Apt Turquoise. I'm going to put in a nice good amount there. Look at this swirling gold. Dynasty. That is divine. I have to take a photo of that. I have to take a photo of that right now, because that is heaven, and it's that. I have to remember it. That was that and the apt turquoise. Just do a little close up. Oh, heaven. Okay. So, this, oh, and also I've got pigments of imagination. Now, sometimes when you've got lots of different inks mixing with each other, you're going to get different, there might be a reaction. I don't mean an explosion, but just, they might react with each other because you've got really different types of thing. Now, I was going to paint on this, but I don't think it'll be very stunning, but it'll be quite light, actually. But let's, someone's falling out of the brush. Someone wanted to fall out of the brush, so we're just going to let them. And this is going to be quite, what a strange under painting, really, because we've got beautiful turquoise with gold glimmer in it. Why would you start painting off with that? Why not? That's what I say. Why not? Now I'm going to, oh, it's obviously a mermaid, so, and this brush, just see how it just effortlessly pops up on the tippy top, like the Brush Ballet On Point set. All of my brushes, they're gorgeous. Oh, and I have to tell you, if you've never had these are like a quintessential, that set of the 3 different ones. We have hardly any left. I thought we would have enough from now to spaceships arriving on the planet, but no, it's so cute. I sort of consider them a bit of a quintessential Jane thing, and they're great brushes for acrylics, and they've got those little contourers in the bottom as well. And if you like mermaids, then you probably already have one, right? Now I'm going to just pop in eyes just where we might have that, give her a bit more of a chin, where we might have a bit of a mouth. And I need to get this shoulder anchored. I'm going to even drag in a bit more gold, because why not? Now it's not going to stick on this washi tape down here, so there's no point putting it on that. It's just a waste of time. But this is going to be just a nice little underpainting, which of course you can't see because I'm painting on the other side of the universe. Oh, I'm having a lovely day. So we've got this happening, just a light little something something as we go. I'm going to pop a whole boatload more of green in there. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. And again, because I've got that gold over it, it's making it look greener than it really is. We'll see what happens as it dries. And I'm going to pop this little lassie back. And I might even pop a little bit of this green in here. Just let it become, because we're talking complementary colours here, so this might go a bit more of a neutral. Look how it's greying off. So it's really, you can see the colour. It's beautiful green aquary gold, but on here it's going to start looking grey because we've got it over hot pink. So we've got a neutral happening, and I might even grab out, I need about, am I working in 10 journals at once, really, Jane? Is that strictly necessary? Okay. This is our beautiful friends here as well. This was when I was painting something else and I was just getting rid of whatever I had in my brush, We've got glimmering shimmerings over here. Oh yes, let's grab these out too. 'Cause these are metallic as well. Let's, oh, that's really going to town. Actually, I want it to be a bit more blue. Do I? Yes. Okay, so I've got a bit of fresh air in the Incredible ink. I'm just going to squirt that on this end. So I've got some varying colours. Oh, and that's the scented one. Yum. Okay, and then let's see what we get. Okay, and the glass dip pen. Oh yeah, I haven't got any of the glass dip pens left. Yeah, but do we have the butterfly one? Might not. Oh gosh, I really do think I have to do some more. So yes, I will do some more of the glass dip pens. I don't have any there. Oh, was that her head going that way? Oh, love it. Okay, yes, come through. Uh-huh. Okay. I've got to say, I get, not always, but very often, using a brush that really is too big for the job, I get good results. Like I get, I very often use a tool that's way too big. I should be using a little brush, but I'd rather just keep painting than having to keep dipping back in. And I've got to say, I very often glad that that's what I do. Oh, wow, that is gorgeous. Look at the sheen on it. It's just from one pigment pebble, squirt of, what was it, fresh air. Squirt of fresh air. The Incredible ink. And I've got them in the little mister bottles because I so often use them like this. And let's make, I did have one right on here. Where is it? Look, I've got a mister right here. Is this, I don't know, is this working? Did I have ink in it? I don't know. Let's make a little spray. I'll show you this. So I'll put a little bit of fresh air. So fresh air comes in a glass bottle with a little dripper in the Incredible inks and all, you know, like little glass bottles. And then I've put them into the sprayers. I just find the sprayers, because I love misting through laces and all of that sort of thing. Oh, and there's a new lace that I've just added to the website too. So I've got my fresh air, the turquoise. What colour, what glimmer should I put in there? If I put, let's put in a blue. Why not? So it'll be blue with blue. And so that'll make it look a bit more purpley. And then, well, I might just add another bit of a purple as well. That might be too much glimmer, too powerful, I don't know yet. I'm going to add a bit more of the ink actually, because I think this is going to be rather gorgeous. And if I was smart, I would write down what I've used on here as well, because that could be quite helpful. Now, what a little bit of a thing is, because I've got the pebbles melting in there, if I put this in there, I am, that might give it a little temporary block, let's just see. But that is already, the shimmers will already be going. So I'll just let that melt in for a second while we do this. Oh, there are some of the glass butterfly pens left. That's got the little butterfly stand, perfect for this because it's the same butterfly and it's the same butterfly. For me, butterflies are real life fairies. I just have butterflies in my garden. They just make me happy. Don't they make everyone happy? I suppose if you're a gardener and you know that the caterpillars might eat the things, they might not make you. When I see the cabbage moth hanging around my seedlings, I'm not such a butterfly lover then. But notice how we call it a moth, but really it's a butterfly. And you know what I found in my seedlings? I've got a little patch there, I've got broccolis and things growing, chives, basil, you know. Massive snake skin, horrific brown snake skin. The dogs are completely never allowed to go in the garden again. Not really, but a little bit. It was huge, and right where I planted my seedlings the other day, honestly, I don't know what to do. I sort of think if I saw it and given I'd be able to run away, you know, but if they bite my dogs, the dogs are so little, I'm just, oh, I don't even fear. And they say that if you've got the big, what are they called, pythons, that they help keep the brown snakes away. But the pythons are just as eaty of little doglets, especially the loud doglets, as dangerous as, you know, the poisonous type of snake. So thank goodness they're not usually poisonous and strangly. They're usually specialists in one or the other. But anyway, so I've got a little bit of a mermaid situation happening. It's a little bit hard to see her because the paper is going to go very wrinkly while it's all drying. That'll all settle down. And this is that see-through type of paper. Absolutely love it. So I could actually leave her in lines like this and paint underneath and have the colour showing through. But look what's happening. This is the back of that other page that I showed you before, just with the shimmer mainly showing rather than the ink, because the ink's going to be hard pressed to show up on these darker colours. But I've got that beautiful light green, well, really light gold. Which one? Pebble was it? It was this one. I think it was Tiara Misu. So we're feeling happy today because we've got the mermaids happening. And then if I wanted to, I could always just use a little bit of the turquoise on its own as well. But let's check out my little spray to see if that's going to work. I've got a new lace that's on the website in the Lovely Laces 4. And this is called Magnificent Magnolia. Some magnolias all over it. Heaven. Heaven. Love. Okay, let me get back to my live page. Switching to YouTube, hopefully that will work. Will the jelly plate come back in stock? No, the jelly plate will not come back in stock. No. We just don't have room for everything. But we've got just so many amazing things coming. And I just don't have room for everything. Now, I'm going to have to move you, beautiful little creatures. Sorry. Should we pop them back in their little nest? So if you get them and they feel like, oh, they're just not going to fit, all you need to do is just give them a little shake and just to help them settle into, not too hard though, you don't want them to pulverise and crack. And the little cork will also help keep it just all nice. So just keep everything ooh la la. And I might pop the actual pans in this little cute tin for now. Yeah, I wonder if I just put these on a little bit of blue tack And then I can just pull them on and off because I do kind of like holding them and using them like that. It's not something I would do with any other pan. It's just I kind of like doing it with these, and I don't know why. It is what it is. Sometimes we don't ask why. We just say yes. Okay, let's move this over. Yeah, black paper. Okay, so I've got, oh, look at all this glimmer that I've got in there. I don't want to waste it. Just get it on here. Had to waste a little bit. Okay, now let's do a bit of spray. What did I just do with that lace? Here it is. It's not completely in keeping with a mermaid, but then again, it's a mermaid. We're talking about mysterious beings here, okay? Now I'm just putting this down so that when I spray, I don't get it completely everywhere, just mostly everywhere. Oh, and I didn't use Mary Celeste. We might do that later. I don't know. We'll just wait and see. SEA. So this is one of the new laces. Let's just see if this... I don't know why I'd put this aside. Could be that I'd already blocked this one up. I have a feeling that it might have been one that I was meant to put in the hospital. Yeah. I'll just grab another top. Just one moment. Excuse me for 1 second. Yeah, sometimes in the testing process, I destroy things. And but sometimes if I think I've just had it there so I could soak it, because sometimes I can bring things back to life, you see. The other thing is I could have too much sparkle in there. Might have a bit too much. I'm just going to add a bit. May as well fill this up a bit more actually, because it's going to be gorgeous. Fresh Air is beautiful. Fresh Air, the ink. Fresh Air, the thing in real life, is also very nice. As well, just fill that up. Just dissipate that a little bit more. Oh, yes. And then this will have a sparkle in it as well. Now, I don't want to get it too thin, but let's do, we've got a little bit of that with the sparkle in it. Let's, this is Mary Celeste. So this is a pink with a green sheen. I just want to put in a little touch of this. It's going to look dark purple for now, especially when we have it over this. But it's just to give it a little something. Ooh. Oh, yes. Now the page is going to curl up while it's drying. I'm just going to move that off to one side. And this is where the little clips come in very, very handy. The handy helper. Oh, there, that's nice. If I wanted to soften the effect of this, I could spritz a little bit of water, but it'll change the way it's sheening and just do other things to it. Now, I can use this ink that I've... Now, what will happen? This will go red and will go gold. What about if I actually use this Mary Celeste? I think I might do this. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of this ink in my mixing dish. Looks really black there. And I'm going to just take a little bit of this gold that onto my brush and then mix that in with the Mary Celeste. So this is a purple, but I'm letting it have a little bit of this red as well. So really mixing things. And I'm going to use this. Oh, I should use a smaller brush, I think. I'll use the paint on here first, so that almost looks black there, but then as I come in over my mermaid, you'll see that it's more of a purple, this sort of purpley pink, and then it will, oh yes, okay, I'm going to just, I won't wash the brush out because I don't want to waste it, but this is going to be a nice dark. Just need to move this in my hand. When you add the pebble to the inks, does it change the ink color? It just makes it more shimmering. It's the way that these work, it's kind of like the fairy dust. They aren't a colored pigment. It's the shimmer that has the color. So they work, they're very, very, I don't know if forgiving is the right word, but they're very versatile. Versatile is a good word. Oh my gosh, the sheen on this. So I don't really want to paint over everything, but it's the ink is spreading out into the shimmer. This is very interesting. Oh, this brush. To get greater control, see how I'm creeping my hand up the edge, up to the thing. That just, if I really want to get into more like drawing. I need to Trixie these. I love the colours that I'm getting. Whoa. Combinations I've never used before. I might just move that over there. And then this, which seems so dark when I put it down, is just going to become just something in the background. And I've got sparkle in there. It's like mermaid scales. I've got sparkle in there. I've got sheen in there. It's just, it's not like layer cake where you use the layer cake paint and you know what you're going to get. Like, you know, it just does what you tell it to do. And sometimes that's what I need. And that's what makes me happy. And sometimes I need an art supply that just surprises me all the time and gives me my excitement that way. I'm an equal opportunity. As long as I get my creative fix, it doesn't matter how I get it. There's some days you want surprise, and some days you want control. And sometimes you don't always get what you want. But you can try sometimes. And you may just find you get what you need. Oh, these colours. Oh. Okay. And then that's her little buzzy. And this is the little buzzy. Ooh. That we could do like little shells or coconuts or whatever she would like to wear on there. Just with I don't know why it's not, but we have there are policies on, not my policies, but Facebook have policies, and we can't do. We'll give her a little top, shall we? Not much of a top, but she's got it on there. So it's going to be a little tummy there. There's her little bottom. Oh, I think that's Angus. He's about to go windsurfing. His leg is better after he smashed it on the reef in Bali. I'm going to add a little bit of water and get this. Oh, it's such a jellyfish colour, this or tattoo ink, kind of bruisey purple with gold in it. Ugh, dying of ecstasy here. Oh yeah, they're so gorgeous. Look at that. Hey, you gonna have fun? Okay, have a kiss. Yeah, I've got water. Oh, the dogs need water? Here you go. So it's Angus heading off into the wilds. Now I'm going to use, I could do peacocks on the lawn, but I think I might even go in with the gold. I might go in with the quality to give me my little details. Look at all my beautiful little things. Bye, my love. You're not on screen, it's okay. Send me a picture when you set up. Angus has invented. Are you going to put the leg thing on again? Because he got a cut to his shin, which stopped all of his surfing in Bali. And then he got back and waited for it to heal, and that was all good. And then as soon he went out for a windsurf, and he smashed the boom right on the scar, which hadn't really healed. Oh, and then anyway, that just set it all back. It's been 2 months, hasn't it? So he's very, very glad to be back in action. So this is one of the Tippy Toes pens. I can just add detail with this tiny little tip, and because I've sort of started to like my little mermaid here, she deserves to have eyes that aren't so crooked. In fact, I might treat her to a little bit of candy dipper and get these eyes sorted out. How about that, love? Would you like eyes that are sorted out? Oh, so some of the comments are coming as Facebook users, so I can't tell if it's the same person or if it's people talking to each other. But yes, Babs, I'm glad he's recovered as well, so good. But yes, those very kind comments. But the fun part is you don't need to be me to enjoy all these things. But it is fun to be me, that is for sure. Well, just because I get to do fun things with you guys. I've got so many of you who really do understand what it is that, you're picking up what I'm putting down. You get it. And yeah, to be understood is just such a primal thing for human beings. And sorry, I'm trying to concentrate. I'm talking. So this little thing, this is a permanent ink. It will dry permanent. But because it's got such a tiny little brush that comes with it, I love getting the little, I could use just a black pen, but I just get different types of lines with a brush. And this is a tiny brush, so it's great for these sorts of details. I consider them one of my best things. But there, I use them. All those of you that watch, you know that I don't use them all the time, but when, oh, there's Angus, beep, beep. But when I do, when I need them, they're just so good. But I do have so many art supplies. Now that's gotten a little bit of the black ink on it, so I'll just rub it off on here. Oh, now I've got pink on it. Forgot about that. Boop, boop, boop. There's some white lines up there. Now this colour, I need to reset that a little. So I wonder what colour would be the best. That will stand out too much. I wonder if this would be nice. So this is chalk ice. These are called candy dippers, you know, like the sherbet. Do you have that in America? I know in England definitely, and Australia. And it was Whiz Fizz, and there was like, it was called a candy dip, I'm pretty sure. And it's like got sherbet and a lollipop. And then you would dip, like as if a lollipop isn't enough sugar. You have to then dip it in powdered sugar. And it was very delicious. And yes, so it's a candy dipper. So all of these are named after, all the colours are named after lollies, we call it, say in Australia, or candies, I think, say in the States. And in England, what do you say? Do you say lollies? Sweeties? Sweets? See, sweets in Australia is more what you have after dinner, sweets. But a lolly is, these are lollies, or candy. Candy is a specific type of lolly in Australia, like hard candy usually. But a lolly is just like the little various lollies. Yeah, so I think that colour is the colour. That was a good choice. Just to try and get some little details on all of this shimmer. And then we will let that dry off. But look at it. Look at all the glimmers in the areas. And even, like, can you see the glimmer in this spray? Oh, the lilac and the gold in that ink. Look at that. It's just very satisfying. And seeing as I've got them out, may as well. So this is one of the glitzy markers. So this is what we'll be having, just depending on the order and like whether you get one, a whole set. It's not a formalised thing because it's a gift, you see. And a lot of our things already have a gift with purchase. Wow, and also sometimes the box is full or just there's all sorts of little decisions that go into it, but it's a true gift. Just a nice little gift. But these are just another sparkle. Oh yes, add more. I'm just going just bit by bit just to... But these are very, very, very sparkly. I'll pop it on here. Different type of sparkle. Gorgeous. A different type of sparkle. Let's look at that. Oh, I've got a nice little drip of ink there because I've had that upside down. Oh my God. Oh, this is going to be nice over the purple actually. I'm not sure what kind of mermaid this is, but maybe some sort of jellyfish type mermaid. And see, I don't have plans or of where we're going, but it's the journey that's the fun part anyway. See, now I can go off and attack the rest of my day, having been had just this free-flowing creativity. So the tippy toes can lay it down on its side and get much thicker lines and then very, very fine lines as well. Oh my gosh. Oh, the glitzy, that pink and the red together. That is nice. I might put that on her lips as well. Gorge. Okay. And let's do some in the eyes. What colour eyes are you having, love? Green, blue? Oh, yeah, metallic green. Okay, her eyes need a little bit of help, but we'll give that to them. These things will grow organically as we go. She's got a bit of lichen growing on her. Now, actually, that chin strap, because that's water... No, it was the pigment of imagination. It's permanent, that one. Okay, well, let's just see. Let's see if I can soften that. I'll be able to soften the gold, I reckon, but not the... But then I put the incredible ink in it. Let's just see if I can soften that without it disturbing the paper too much. Because also the incredible ink is a little bit permanent as well. So I don't think that it would let me do that. No, I'm right. Maybe I'll just turn her blue. I'll let her dry first. But we've got like a little bit of a background happening. And in fact, if I wanted to turn her a little bit... remember I was telling you about the layer cake on this paper is absolutely gorgeous. But so is Welcome Matte. So this is a pigment set. She's part squid exactly. Bioluminescence. Pixie sticks. Oh, yum. Oh, I've seen pixie sticks, Marcy, in Honey Boo Boo. Honey Boo Boo Child. It might have been on Tantrums and Tiaras, the show about the little girls that did the pageants, and they called pixie sticks show crack or something because they put the kids on it to give them energy, and then they absolutely go crazy. The little girls were levitating after they'd had too many pixie sticks, but they had, you know, energy to keep going and doing all of their, have a little bit of a before they go on stage. How funny. So I do know, I have heard of those pixie sticks. Such a nice name for a packet of sugar. See, we have no protection, no hope. How could we? How are you going to resist something called a pixie stick? Ugh. I'd be surprised if they were still around today. So I'm just seeing if I add a bit of opacity over here, if that will be of any interest or not. I don't know yet. I might give her a bikini that's this colour with a sheening ink with the gold in it. Oh wow, yeah, I've got a bit of the Jing Shi with all the gold in it for her. She's not bad, she's just drawn that way. Jessica Rabbit Mermaid. Okay, now, so I want to make it nice and creamy so that it doesn't make the paper wrinkle as much, rather than having a very watery layer on this type of paper. leave that sparkle there, but I really just want to cover this up a little bit. Or I could have left her see-through, light planked. I'm sure half of my art is just me saying to myself, I wonder what would happen if I did this? What would happen if I did that? And even if it doesn't work out exactly as you were hoping or thinking that it might, you still learn something. Also, what I've come to learn over time is just let things dry before you make a full judgment call over whether something's worked or not, okay? Because sometimes things they just need a little bit of time to dry and settle in, especially watercolour. And just picking up some of the white down here. So this was Aloha Chow that I'm mainly using, and I can't remember what this one was, the white. But I'll give her some little highlights. Ooh, got a bit of green on there. And on the chin. Ah, her chin has changed from being over there to over there. That's okay. Sorry, I'm not talking, I'm concentrating. Yeah, remember how it would look very intense when I first put it on? I just have to wait for it to settle down a little, because things always just need to settle petal. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of this here. Oh, in fact, where's that green? Why don't I use this? Yum. And these little dishes are pigment mixing dishes that I got in Japan from the store where I touch bottoms with David Bowie. Well, David Bowie had been in that store in the 60s. And the store hadn't changed since then, so we were touching bottoms through time and space. Yes. Let's just wait and see what we end up with. So everything's looking very wrinkly at the moment, and we'll just wait and see. I'll just get that back. Now I'll bring this towards us. So as the paper dries, it will look way less wrinkly. It still will have undulations in it, that's for sure, but a lot of those crinkles will come out. It's just the way the paper is. But look at all of these different colours that are in each colour. And the joy of that is, as you are turning the page, or if you're looking at a journal, rather than it just being bam, not changing, just wow, look at those colours, woo, like it. It's every movement of the paper, it's adding movement to the artwork, you see. Isn't that part cool? And then look at the colours on the back. I love the see-through paper. So this is Levitation. This is I think this is playing around with the pigment pebbles as well. But that might also be playing with the layer cake. I can't quite remember. We've got a lot happening This is Legends of the Sea, the sheening inks that we've been using a little bit today. Journal tattoos. Oh, the paper crinkles, the paper crinkles. What a lovely journal. What a lovely life. I'm very happy. Okay, so that was our little demonstration, I guess, of the pigment pebbles. There they are in their little joys. We use them like that. We use them with inks. We put it in a spray. We used it just straight off the thing. We used it with dip pen. Where is the little corkadorkle for that one? Yes, so these are on the website as we speak. And I don't have very many of them. We are getting more, but we'll probably sell out and then more will come in. So if you just want to be in that first wave of people enjoying them for Christmas, and there we go. Right. Yes, okay. What is that gorgeousness you just used? I don't know. Yes, anyway. That's the Pigment Pebbles. This is a start of a whole new adventure. And they're just, all of these things are just created to make you create more. Just so that your art supplies are calling you like a little siren. A siren's song. Come and do your art. Come and be free. Look at this beautiful soft colour. So they're just so, the variety, because they're really, it's the shimmer doing the work there. So we can make that soft, soften that out a bit even more. But then we can give it the density by mixing it with another ink or with another watercolour too. You can use it with your watercolours as well. In fact, we'll do that next time. Oh, this with a bit of gold. Do I have to wait till next time? I might just do it now. Why do I have to wait? Well, this video is very long, I suppose. I'm just going to wipe just to get a little space for myself here, because sometimes you just have to do something right then and there. And let's just see now what, I think gold, hot pink and gold, yes. I don't know what that weird sound was that I just made, but hot pink and gold, gold. Hot pink and yellow gold? Which gold? Always believe in your soul. So I've got a bit of gold in there. Let's do this. I could have just done, I could do half a leaf. But this is what's happening. Oh, look at her mixing right away. Yum. Now let's see if that shimmer can hold its own. And I might move over to a different paper. This will look a bit strange. You won't even be able to see it really, but I just want to put some hot pink here. Oh, yum. Oh, I'm super curious. Oh, this paint. So the paint that I'm using is Pride and Prejudice. This is a little paint key. This is the new big tubes. There's 5 colours that this the big tube is available in. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. Now this is not a watercolour paper, so it's just going to hold the shape. So I'll just do that for now. And then, oh, let's go back to this. Experimental, aren't we? Oh, I quite like it with a little pink cheek like that. Let's just make sure we've got, yes, it's a new product. It's the new Pigment Pebbles. So there's Heavy Petal Flower Bomb and Glamourune. They're our first ones, and they're all shaped like flowers and butterflies. Because why shouldn't your art supplies be as completely gorgeous as the things you create with them, right? I'm just going to pop them where? There. Just as people are tuning in, they can just see the happiness. And then this here is just putting one of the pigment pebbles with ink. With the watercolour, this is mixing them with the Legends of the Sea sheening ink. Look at that. Oh, started off red, goes gold. We used them with the Pigments of Imagination. We made a little sprayer out of it. This is Pigments of Imag underneath. And then we also used it with Incredible Ink. Gosh, we've done a lot today, haven't we? Why is hot pink, magenta just so yummy? It does something to my brain. It does. I was telling you about seeing it in the art gallery last week, because you don't see it in painting so much. In a modern gallery of plastics and all sorts of different media, sure, you might see it a bit more, but it's a very modern pigment that's only just, certainly it might exist in nature, like in some plants and things. They're almost like neon pink, aren't they? But as a pigment that we've been able to create, not so much. So this is an opera rose, and that's got that neon element to it. I've got a chin in quite the right spot there. And I'm just letting one of the little pigment pebbles, a little gold leaf, literally gold leaf. And I'm really releasing lots of that colour there now. Oh, the orange, it's making the coral. Stop it. Heaven. So it's releasing so much that it's actually changing the colour a little bit. But it's an optical illusion. They're not actually mixing and making their own colour. They're mixing together. Does that make sense? They're cohabitating in such a way, they're layering on each other and creating that new colour. And then let's see how it dries. But oh, these colours together are just making my brain happy. So this will completely overshadow the beautiful soft greens that we had there before, but that's okay. They'll just be part of the story of the evolvement. And because this is all water soluble, and I'm working on the Joyful Gesso, if I add some water to it, I can soften that out so I don't just have 2 red cheeks, just dots. I can soften that, add water and soften it. That's the music from a game I'm playing. It's gone back. We're playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is the one set in ancient Greece. So good. And you can play it either, you can set it up at the beginning. It's like a video game, and a PlayStation game, and you can play it either as a lady or as a guy who, and if you start off as the dude, the other character that you meet, because you do meet your brother or your sister. So we played as Cassandra last time, and this time we're doing it. But because I know so much more about the Greek gods since I played that game, I just wanted to just experience it again, because it's all set in ancient Greece, and you're running around. It's just with Herodotus, the historian, Socrates. We just met Socrates, but we'll meet some of the mythical creatures too at other points in the game. It's a great game. Okay, now I've got, we have to wait for the water to calm down before we can see the gold. Oh, I can see that gold in there. Yummy. But all the different colours that I'm getting just from adding that little bit of gold leaf, and then I can just let that sit there, and then when I come to create again, I can just add another colour on that and drag that into it. Probably in the same family. Putting green and pink right next to each other is probably not the best idea because they're complementary colours, but this is very diluted now, and I'm just going to get a nice colour anyway, whatever. But yes, very handy. So you could just use a little shallow dish, but these are little pigment dishes that I got in Japan. And I think I might add in a little bit of white layer cake in there. Oh, white paint pen. I might just get out a little bit of this one. Now I've got my trashed one. It's got the tea on it. Trashed. So I might go in with her first because nothing's dry yet. And I kind of like the smudgy marks that I get with this, but it is trashed. It's also running out of ink. So, but I'm not giving up on her. No. And then this one will be more pristine. So this is Veneers from the Brush with Fame. Oh, and Zandra was telling me that she flew with them and there was no drama. You know, if you've ever flown with a paint pen, sometimes when you go to use them, they just explode. I had that happen when I was filming something in America once, and I'd flown, had I done my own art supplies? I think it was before that. And I just hadn't decompressed them since landing, and they just kept exploding everywhere, just ink shooting out everywhere, and I just had to roll with it like, oh yeah, it's fine. No panic. Just, you know, I meant to do that, Pee Wee Herman. I meant to do that. So, oh no, I'm going to pop it in there. So look, my poor little brush is trashed. But I will try and clean a little body up a little, and then I need to wait for it to dry. Am I going to be able to? I kind of like her. I think this needs to be that stronger pink though. Let's a little bit sure went a long way. This is Pride and Prejudice. And the little paint key, this little guy, comes when you get the whole set, and of them there's 5 different ones, and this is a free gift, and you can just move them from paint, and you can use them with just any tube basically. You don't have to just use them with paint. Look at this colour. And then I'll drag in a bit of that. Sorry this is going on very long, isn't it? But I'm just having fun. In fact, I think I might just jump in there with a little bit of 10,000 Leagues and make a purple. It just makes the most beautiful purple of your life. So 20,000 Leagues, this is a light cobalt blue, and this is a opera rose. So Pride and Prejudice, 20,000 Leagues, and all of the colour libraries named after books. So let's drag this in and look at this purple. Oh, get out. And then we'll drag in a bit of the yellow, the gold, and we'll just make a nice little concoction. Give this an edge. Off this brush. And all of this is on top of Joyful Gesso. It looks like a mixture of Gleeful Green and white. Maybe a bit of the Laughing Lemon. And just get a little bit of that turquoise there. If I let these things dry, it would be a lot better, but I'm not. Now, what's so weird is how different this looks on screen as it does to in real life, because I can see all the metallic. So what I'm seeing, this is quite subtle, the green, because I'm getting that shimmer, this gold from that face. And then this is all still drying, so we're not, but in here we're starting to see the gold reflex. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so nice in the watercolor. So you're just going to have so much fun playing with all of the pigment pebbles and different things that you already have. Just extends, just adds magic to everything they touch. I can't wait to see how these lips dry, because they're looking gorgeous at the moment. But wow, that's like really crazy strong colour. Ah, funny. Okay. Paint pens at high altitude. Oh, these. Because this isn't, there's no air in this. This is a felt. So there might be a little bit of getting juicy, you know, as things compress and do whatever they do in air pressure. But the brush with flame and the paint over pens, these are going to be terrific, I think, at a high altitude. Any pen on a plane, though, can have a conniption. So just just have some paper towel at the ready, or use pencils and watercolor, because you know nothing can happen. But also, if you're traveling at high altitude with these things, keep them upright, so that if they do have a conniption, not so much these, but just anything, at least if it leaks, a little bit of ink is squeezed out of something, it's not going to go further than the lid, and it might even just absorb back in. Sometimes when you open something up, you can see it's a bit full, you can just use the excess right then and there I'm so happy with what is going on here and how these are drying. That is gorgeous. I'm very glad I recorded it, because otherwise I would probably forget. Now let me just say, pop myself back on the screen there. Oops. And if you've got any last little questions for me, please ask. 6,000 feet. Wow, yeah. So the art supplies that for high altitude, the best thing is going to be coloured pencils and watercolour, and the paint over pens. This style of pen that you don't have to shake up in paint pens is going to be the better. And it's just just the altitude just causes a compression and just makes ink come out a little bit. And usually once they're burped, uh, they're usually fine. But you're not going to have that sort of issue with this. You'll be painting away with perfect precision. La, la, la. Can you make shimmer watercolour pans by mixing your watercolour tube paints with these little shimmer nuggets? Yes, I'm pretty sure you could. Yeah, definitely. Just add them. You can mix and match as you like, really, and just have fun playing with it. Oh, I've got a real sunset happening in here. Gorgeous. Yes, and then we'll just wait and see what happens with this page. But the colours are crazy. Well, thank you so much for joining me, as always. And that was lots and lots of fun. We tried all sorts of different things. Lisa's letting this dry even more. Yum. Sorry, I'm just looking at all of the colours that are happening. Is this? It just, so gorgeous. Look at Pegasus. That purple with the shimmer in it. It just looks like puddles of magic. And remember this? Remember how that greyed off and it was leftover pigment of imagination, the Selkie, which is sort of like an aqua, and that really white gold that is in Glammaroon. So Tiramisu, I think I use this little white gold here. Or, yeah, it's very light gold. Look what it is, because there's stuff underneath it, and I can't really remember what I've sprayed underneath here through the lace, but it's doing things, glimmery things, shiny things, it's doing things, and it's just kind of making me happy. Oh, gorgeous. I can't remember what that is. This looks like Gods and Monsters, Roman edition, because we have a bit of a, well, she looks a bit Spartan actually. But yes, and then that looks like Star Power here. And then there's also the glimmer that's in the new layer cake, and that's a different type of glimmer again. All of these things are different. We want variety. We want every kind of glimmer there is. We want it all, and we want it now. So that was the beautiful watercolours on paper on black. She needs a little dab, dab, dab there. And this was all of our little various things on in the window pane journal. Tippy Toes pens, pigment pebbles in ink, in spray, everything. How much gum arabic to use with the pigments? It's already got a little bit in it, so you don't need a huge amount, but just like a little drop. I use a little drop of this when I was making the pans. I like to add a little bit with the spray. I don't think it hurts to add a drop or two of gum arabic with any spray ink that you make, that we're using anything with shimmer in it. It just helps it stick to the page. If it doesn't stick to the page so well, that's not a massive big deal. You can use spray fixative and that will help it stick to the surface. But I think the little gum arabic, a little bit of gum arabic can never hurt anything. It can only assist, and you don't need much. And adding the gum arabic is what turns something into a watercolour so that it's re-wettable and just flows better from the brush. So it's never a detriment, it's only ever an enhancement. So a little bit of kind of binder, but like a drop on top. That's what I use, just sort of a couple of drops maybe on each pigment pebble, just to start softening it. And then once it starts to soften, some distilled water, and then whatever the pigment doesn't need will evaporate anyway. It's not, even if it looked very watery, you can just give it a little stir with a kebab stick and just let it settle in the pan. And you can always add another pebble on top as well if you want to fill it up, or mix your own colour, whatever you want to do. They're very versatile, very easy, very, very, very easy. Okay, well, thank you again for joining me as always, and I have so much fun sharing all these things with you. And even though they're really kind of crazy, aren't they? Crazy good. Okay, go and have a fabulous day. I'm going to go and read my book about Odysseus and Penelope and Aphrodite. Bye. Oh, and everything, of course, is at janedavenport.com. Bye. Actually, I can do this because I'm a professional person. Hang on. I can do this. If I click this button, pop, like that. Look at that. And then I can go like that. Come on. Anyway, I'm not that professional. Sorry. Oh, look, no, it was.